So, lads, today we have got to talk about this. I had a load of videos planned to record, and I gotta leave for a couple of hours, so there's gonna be a video from stream right after this, and then you're gonna see it a little bit later. But I'm gonna be talking a little bit about Asia's shoes. I'm gonna be talking a little bit about the NCAA reporter that said basically they were scared of playing in Iowa. Sorry, they're scared of the Hawkeyes arena, and we gotta talk about this first because the preseason WNBA power rankings. Let's go all the way to the bottom and let's react. Because the reason why I'm reacting to this is I saw the list and I'm like, I don't know what they can say. I actually don't know. I don't even know. But let's take a read right here. So last up, the Valkyries. Fair enough. They make their preseason debut May the 6th, regular season debut May the 16th. Both games will be against the Sparks and give the first glimpse of Bay Area. Until then, there's not much we can evaluate. Stand the Valkyries at the bottom. Fair enough. I don't think the Valkyries are going to be that great. If we're being honest. I think they're going to be okay. They're going to be fine. They're not going to be that great. At all. I think they're going to have a few big wins, but their team is not going to be anything special. They have the Sun as a second last team. I understand it was like a half a Sun team, but they looked so bad in preseason. They looked so bad against the Storm. Like, they looked real bad. And it was the last game. I didn't even make a video on it. Because the only thing that was kind of relevant in that game was, well, one, JC Sheldon still not starting was kind of crazy. And two, Serena Sundell's probably going to make the roster, but she's got to step it up. I think if they gave her 20 minutes in a preseason game, you would assume they're going to keep her, but she really has to step up. She did not really look at the races. But the Sun, after an 8-year run, is perennial championship contender that can never break through. The Sun broke up his core via various trades and free agency. Marina Mabrey is a sole impact player returning from last year's core, while Tina Charles returned to the team that drafted her. The Sun had 2 top 10 picks in draft, which they used for Anissa Morrow and Sanaya Rivers. I think the Sun suck. They literally signed 2 non-shooters. 2 non-shooters for a team that doesn't have any shooters other than Marina Mabrey. They might be last. The Mystics at 11. The Mystics are a weird one because my favorite thing about the Mystics is every single person would call them when the Fever almost lost them the last place Mystics. They were nowhere near last place last year. They were closer to being the 6th seed than they were at the last place. But the final pieces of the 2019 team are gone with Deladon and Ariel Atkins. The Mystics are in rebuild mode with 3 of the top 6 picks. Georgia Amore is gone for the season, but I also don't know how much Georgia Amore is going to play. I think the only difference between Georgia Amore, the team now, is that Lucy Olsen comes in the midst Georgia Amore is going to play, or shoot one of Lucy Olsen or shoot Sutton, to be honest. And I don't think they're that much worse than Georgia Amore. But yeah, I like this team. I like Citron. Probably Paige is still my rookie of the year favorite, but Citron is a very close second. It is extremely, extremely close. Citron is a very, very close second. And 11 is probably fair. Sparks at 10, I don't agree, but like, there's a load of these teams. The Sparks, the Dream, I think the Wings are worse than them. I would put the Wings at 10, then I would put the Sparks, the Dream, the Sky, and maybe the Mercury, but you never know. All kind of at the same level. But the Sparks at 10, I think the Sparks they're not bad. Like, I think 10 is harsh because offensively they're really good. Like, Odyssey Sims was really good last year. You've got potentially Cameron Brink back. Sarah Ashley Barker is going to come in and just be fine. She's going to be fine. Like, if you look at the team, Sanaya Fagan might actually play. It'd be interesting to see them play. Ray Burrell is meant to make a step up. Ari McDonald is fine. Mercedes Russell's a fine backup big. Azrae Stevens is good. Cam Brink, if she comes in, she can be a pretty good player. So, I don't mind this team. But again, I think there's a lot of teams in and around the same level. But I do think they're better than the Wings. Yeah, the Wings at 9. Huz Dallas hits trifecta, new general manager, new coach, and new number 1 overall pick. Chris, who has now been christened Chris Sides, for his tactical sense of get stops and ISO ball. They added Dejanay and Alyssa Smith and Ty Harris. I like Ty Harris the most of the 3 of them. Dejanay is an interesting one because was she a product of a Connecticut Sun system, or can she actually do it? And I think Alyssa Smith, you get a lot of good, but a lot of bad with Alyssa. You get a lot of good, but you get even more bad with Alyssa Smith. And unless, I will say this, she is the lesser of two evils if they want to start her as center instead of Tiara McCown. She's better than Tiara McCown, but a power forward, Maddie Seegers, is a lot better than her. Seegers is a lot better, and so is Maisha Hines-Allen. However, I will say it with the Wings, I just don't rate their coach. I don't even hate these players as yeah, I don't even it's a I don't even hate these players. I just don't like this team. I don't like the coach. The Sky at 8. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think the Sparks and Sky are very similar standard. But yeah, Sky brought back Van der Sloot, and the Sky have Hailey Van Lith. I don't think Hailey Van Lith's going to play much. Ariel Atkins is their biggest addition by far. She could end up being their best player, but I don't mind them at 8. 7, you've got the Alana Dream. You just don't know. You actually just don't know. Cheyenne Seller is a pretty decent pickup for them. And they might end up cutting Pow Pow. If they cut Tahina Pow Pow and Bree Hall doesn't get picked up, I'm sorry, no guard should ever go to South Carolina again. If neither of them get picked up. But, yeah, Griner and Bree Jones are both really good players. I just don't know how they fit together. But 7, fair enough. I think it's where a lot of people are going to have them. Mercury is 6. The Mercury could be the second seed, or the Mercury could be at the bottom. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Because a trio of Alyssa Thomas, Satu Sabali, and Kat Copper might be the best big 3 in the league. But, people are oh, alongside Kalani Brown. Kalani Brown stinks. Sammy Whitcomb's 40. So, it's a really interesting thing to see what they end up doing. But I don't hate this team. I don't hate this team. I don't think they're going to be good in the playoffs. I think 6 might be about right, but it wouldn't surprise me if they're top 3 if it all just clicks. And it also wouldn't surprise me if they end up in the outside the playoffs either. The Fever at 5 though. How are the Storm over the Fever? After the Fever's started rookie season, the Fever began making after Caitlin Clark started rookie season, the Fever began making moves to improve their roster around its phenom and fellow young star Boston. Indiana added veterans with championship experience in Dewana Bonner and Tasha Howard, while re-signing Kelsey Mitchell and hiring Stephanie White as a coach. How quickly the new pieces will coach mesh. So you're basically saying the Fever are going to be in the exact same position as they were last year. Because, yes, the Sun were ahead of them. The Sun imploded. You're basically saying that in comparison to the rest of the league, in comparison to the teams above them, the Fever are not going to get better than a single team that were better than them last year. And we're not talking about the Seattle Storm, who imploded post Olympic break last year. Absolutely imploded, who got blitzed by 20 by the Indiana Fever when they were playing Clark ball, not playing sides ball. We're not talking about the Aces, who, as good as they looked in their first preseason game, the Wings looked equally as bad. And in fairness, the Aces did kill the Storm, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. But, there's no way. There's no way the Fever did not get better than one team that were better than last year. That is a wild statement to make, because you have replaced Stephanie White with Christy Sides. Caitlin Clark's improved. Aaliyah Boston at least looks equal. You've replaced Christy Wallace or Katie Lou with Dewana Bonner. You've replaced Alyssa Smith with Natasha Howard. You've replaced Christy Wallace with Sophie Cunningham. You've replaced Tammy with Bree Turner. Tammy might have been better. Or Tammy with Michaela Timpson, which is probably an equivalent. You've replaced Erica Wheeler with Sid Colson, which is lateral. Your team is objectively much better, and the Storm got worse. The Storm got worse. The Seattle Storm fought, with the trade of Jewel Lloyd, the final piece of the Bird Steward Lloyd Championship, of course, won 2018-2020, is gone. What isn't gone is Seattle's championship aspirations. How the hell do they have championship aspirations? Having a full season with Gabby Williams, that helps, but who do they think Gabby Williams is? She's a 0-time All-Star who's a solid starter. With the addition of Lexi Brown and Alicia Clark, they gave Alicia Clark a max contract. Dominique Malonga is not going to do anything this year. Dominique Malonga might be the GOAT, but she's not going to do anything this year as far as for a championship team. They lost Jewel Lloyd, and I understand Jewel Lloyd might be addition by subtraction. That's the only argument you can make. So they lost Jewel Lloyd. There is no way the Seattle Storm are going to be better than the Fever. There's no way. And I might sound really dumb saying this right now. Later on in the year, I might look really dumb. But like, you guys can call me out for it, and I'll be fine to be wrong. There's no way the Seattle Storm are better than Fever. The Aces are third. Scary thought for WNBA teams outside Vegas. AJ Wilson might still be getting better. Yeah. But like, the rest of the team got worse. The Aces have 4 players and nothing else. Their 5th best player is Kia Stokes. Meg Gustafson, injured. Parker Tice, injured. Dana Evans, injured. Aaliyah Nye might end up being their 5th starter. They might end up starting... Well, Jackie... Actually, no. They might end up starting Jackie Young or Aaliyah Nye at the 4. It's a team that has no depth at all. Liz Kitley is not there yet. Their only bench player right now is Tiffany Mitchell. They have no depth. They're an injury to a bunch of injury-prone players. And I'm not saying AJ Wilson's an Iron Woman, but Chelsea Gray is coming off an injury. Jackie Young, every 2 seconds in Unrivaled, went down holding her knee. They're injury-prone players. Jewel Lloyd is not even in the stratosphere of where she was a couple of years ago, and lost Kelsey Plum. There is no way the Las Vegas Aces improved this year, unless Chelsea Gray turns into prime Chelsea Gray again, which I don't see happening. The Lynx at 2, fair enough. Fair enough with the Lynx and Liberty. They are the 2 best teams. But for me, like, the Liberty didn't get any better. The Liberty were lateral and the Lynx got better. So the Lynx replaced Chechi's and... Like, I didn't rate Heinz Allen and the Lynx at all. They replaced Chechi's and Lasini with Carly Samuelson, which is at worst a lateral move. They brought in Grace Berger, who's a better backup point guard, and Tisha Heidemann actually at running the 1. So they got a little bit better, but I would have Lynx 1, Liberty 2, but I don't mind it being like this, because FIBA is just going to get even better. However, Indiana at 5 is crazy, because the Sun might as well not exist. They've fallen off the face of the earth. Basically, the WNBA are saying that the Indiana Fever are not going to be better than a single team that were better than them last year. So the Indiana Fever's improvements means that, by the way, they were also straight up better. They were straight up better than Storm by the end of the season. But those same groups, with the Fever's improvements and Storm actually getting a lot worse on paper, losing Jordan Horson to an ACL tear. Katie Lou was meant to come in, tore her ACL. That team has 3 ACL tears and the season hasn't even started. Like, there's no way. There's no way the Fever are 5. No way.